Alright, I'm back. Oh, Legionnaire's back too. Hold on. 1 second. Legionnaire. I gotta. Okay, we're back. Okay, we're back now. We're back properly. We are good to go. Okay. I will be bringing you another game from the round of 16. To mix it up a little bit, we're gonna go and get a Zerg player. Our first Zerg of the day, surprisingly. It's going to be a PvZ between Mazur and iNF3cted. So Infected making another run for the TLS. He did, of course, qualify last season. Mazur didn't. I think Mazur was actually still recovering from a hand injury last season, so this is the first time he's trying to qualify for TLS. And I'm hoping that he makes it, because of course he's one of my favorite Protoss players. He's got amazing PvZ, and I'm going to keep hyping that, because for those of you who don't know, I'm good friends with Mazur. I like to hype him a lot. I like to hype his PvZ. And at one point, Mr. Draw, who, by the way, has been seeded into the round of 24 of this season, because he made it to round of 16 last season. Draw, he's a Protoss player, but he challenged Mazur. He told me on Skype, he was like, Sale, why do you keep hyping Mazur's PvZ? This guy isn't good. Stop hyping him, man. I got better PvZ than this guy. So he decided to challenge Mazur to an off-race grudge match with Draw playing Zerg against Mazur's Protoss. And it was a best of 7 that I actually casted. And predictably Mazur won. But it was actually surprisingly close. It was quite funny because that morning I actually they played in the Defiler tournament as well in a best of 1, and Draw played Zerg and actually won. I was like, whoa, what's going on here? But Mazur did take the grudge match 4-2. It was quite amusing actually. If anyone wants to check out the VODs, they are on my YouTube channel. Sale BW, self plug. Anyway, this should be an interesting PvZ, and let us go into it. Hey, here we go. Man, I gotta work on my transition a little bit. Eesh. Alright. At the top right, as the white Zerg, we have iNF3cted. At the bottom right, as the teal Protoss, we have Mazur PL. And as the brown observer, as the guy who challenged Mazur to a grudge match and got smashed, not really though, is Sastra. Look at this guy. Look at Draw. He's just like hounding Mazur. He's just like trying to find a time when Mazur's gonna lose a PvZ so he can rub it in. Oh, draw, you foolish person. Anyway, what's going on here? Alright, Mazur, Infected. Okay, cool. So Infected is doing the good old middle scout. He's gonna look for a probe coming in from either direction, and see if he can get an easy scout. Whoa! What? Oh man, we got some one base action coming out from Mazur. Mazur, by the way, loves to do like the scout to the 3 and then change direction. So he could very well go here and then go to the top left, in which case he'll still cross the Overlord. But no, it looks like he's not doing that this time. He's actually just going and scouting normally, so these guys should see each other. By the way, is it just me, or did these guys actually play last weekend in one of the qualifiers, in one of the early rounds? Did they play? I could have sworn I casted them on Jade, but I can't really remember. Pretty sure they did. Pretty sure that game, it was just like a random Corsair kills all your Overlords, and then Mazur DT busted the natural, which is pretty silly. Alright, apparently I did. Okay, so that is in fact that game. I'm not crazy. So that didn't go well for Infected, but it looks like Mazur is going to try something different this time. Going for the one base, man. That's crazy. It's crazy. Alright, let's see what he does. One base, Sir DT expand, something like that. That's the most standard thing. You get one Corsair, you get a DT out, so you kill the first Overlord here, and then your DT protects your expansion, and then you expand. But yeah, it's not, one basing not very common anymore, because it's generally not as efficient as a Forge Fast expand. But mixing it up in there can be good, since a lot of Zergs don't have that much experience playing against one basing. It could be interesting. Why is he not taking his gas yet? What the hell is going on? Is he? Is he just gonna get one gate and expand? What is this, like the LML build? Oh my god, if he's actually doing the LML build, I'm gonna freak out. I don't think he is though, he hasn't got a forge yet. LML. The LML build, please don't do that, it's a terrible build. If you don't know what the LML build is, don't worry because it's not a real build. And you're better off not knowing. But he has actually one gate expanded, which is really weird. Man, this is like SC2 PvZ here. What's going on? Pretty sure I've seen this happen in SC2. Not Broodor though. This shit don't work. I don't think this works. Does this work? Because why would you build the gateway in the main? Why wouldn't he just build it at the natural and do like you know, a gateway expand here that Draw does, you know, every other game? I mean, you know, if you do it at the natural, it's fine. It's actually quite effective if you can like wall it in. It depends on the position. I don't think you can actually do it in this position. But if he was in one of the other spawn locations, he could just do a 1-gate expansion as natural, and that would be completely fine. I have no idea why he's doing it in his main. This actually seems really bad. Because he's just like so vulnerable to links right now. He's got nothing blocking his main. Even if he builds cannons here, though, there's no wall, so it's super vulnerable just to lings. Like if I was infected right now, I'd just get speed and then just ling all in him. Because I don't really see how Mazur would stop that without building like a million extra buildings at his front. Although interestingly, it looks like the Zealots are actually doing a surprising amount of damage here. He's still got this red one alive. He's actually walking into the main here with 3 Zealots, which is not what the Zerg wants at all. Uh-oh. Kikana is telling me that 1-gate expansion is actually legit in this spawn location. Curious. I'm gonna have to go look for some games about this later then. It seems really weird. Anyway, alright, here we go. Oh, he's gonna run behind the minerals. This is a super obnoxious position. Oh, one of them gets trapped though. Oh no, never mind. He got it. He got it. All right, sweet. Oh, one drone even for some reason went all the way back there. Looks like the Zell position wasn't quite correct though. He allowed 3 Zerglings to attack it. I'm pretty sure you can position so like only one can actually attack it. But messed that up slightly. In the meantime though, another Zealot's going in here to the natural, so Mazur doing some crazy Zealot harassment. Another Zealot moving out as well. I don't know if actually Mazur is aware of the space at the top left, but he is going and sending a Zealot over there. So either he knows about it, or at least he's just checking. And look at this, just non-stop harassment from Mazur. Great multitasking, really just costing Infected a lot of mining time, and even killing a drone right there. 2 drones! I don't know how he got 2 drones right there. He must have gotten a couple of extra hits while we weren't looking. Dang! So doing a ton of damage, getting his Cybernetic score as well, so his tech is on the way. But okay, so this is what I'm talking about earlier though. So he's got the cannons here, but no wall in, so this is still quite vulnerable to speedlings. But of course, because Mazur is being so aggressive with his Zealots, that he will actually see any kind of speedlings moving in. Look at this, he's just non-stop sending out the Zealots here. Because he is actually managing to keep the link count low, in fact. And look at this, abusing these little obnoxious positions in the mineral line. Although in this case, 3 Zerglings do still attack it. We still got a couple of them though as well. Man, Mazur Zealot is just beasting it up this game. And look at this, going in again, Infected not paying attention. Infected is getting completely out multitasked here. Just doesn't even know what hit him, and this is really painful for him actually. I mean, I feel Infected's pain even though, you know, I'm a Pro player. Getting out microed by Zealous is not fun times. Oh, he's gonna get another one. No way, no way, no way. Oh, he missed it. He didn't get the last shot on. Where's the damage one? Somehow he missed the damage drone. But it's okay. Still gonna kill stuff. Alright, so finally that's been taken care of. Mazur hasn't sent out more Zealots because he knows at this point there's a few too many lings, and of course speed is done as well. So wisely keeping the rest of his Zealots here for defense. Also got 3 cannons up. So it should be nicely well defended, and has actually built another cannon in the back of his natural, so he's slightly concerned about Muta's counterattack, and I think that's well justified, especially since he's actually skipped Stargate, gone straight for Templar tech here. So that's going to be interesting, because I feel like a pretty common follow-up in this situation from Zerg will be to go for Mutas, to just, you know, kind of try and abuse the fact that maybe Protoss went a little bit too heavy on the Zealots and has got his tech a little bit late. But in this case, we see Infected just getting his 4th base up, or sorry, 4th hatchery over here at the top left. Doesn't actually seem to be going for Mutas, doesn't have a second gas yet or anything like that. But look at this, Mazur just preparing for the worst here. He kind of has to. He has no scouting information right now. You know, normally the Corsairs are not only there for, you know, anti-air defense and for taking down overlords, but obviously the initial course that goes in and sees exactly what the Zerg's doing. But because Mazur doesn't have that, he has to kind of just defend against everything and get these 2 cannons anyway. And he's not even getting stormed, so he's probably going to make these into an Archon as well. And, you know, even though there's no mutas coming, that's not terrible, because the Zealot Archon force is actually a lot more mobile than the Zealot Templar. You're at a lot lower risk of, you know, random Zerglings running in and sniping your Templars, so you can actually move out a lot more aggressively with that army and put pressure on. And against what Infected is doing here with the fast 4th base, it could actually be very, very effective. You know, Infected has started up the good old Sim City, but the Zealot Archon is a pretty beefy composition. Speedlots are actually pretty good at busting down Sun colonies, although, you know, the Wallen, so the Wallen basically is the crucial thing here. Look at this, Mazur actually really scared of a Muta follow-up here. Is he getting a Maelstrom? No, just getting 2 DTs, okay. One thing you can do if you skip Stargate but you expect your opponents going to use is actually just go straight for Maelstrom. I've seen Kid Canada actually do that a few times. And so you just Maelstrom, you get an Archon, you get Maelstrom, and then you just Maelstrom the Muta clump and just kill them all with Archons, and you can almost instantly win the game right there. But here we go. He's leading with the Archon. Should not do that. Should lead with the Zealots. So the Sunkens attack the Zealots first, and then Archon gets more hits, because this is your only anti-air right now. That's also why a lot of Zerg players will manually target the Archon with their Sunkens to try and take it down as fast as possible. Sunkens also don't do full damage to Zealots anyway, because they do explosive damage, I'm pretty sure. So the best idea is to actually attack the Archon. But look at this! Look at Mazur just camping the back of the minerals here. Spawn camping the drone. Oh man, what a pain in the butt. You can actually go, I think, 1 hex to the right to get even better coverage there. Oh god, if he clumps these, oh, the Archon missed a great shot there. I don't know why he's clumping these drones when there's an Archon there doing splash damage. That seems like a bad idea. But then, I can't believe these 5 units are actually being this annoying. I thought Mazur would just poke here, see 3 Sunkens, and go home. He's somehow actually just like being an incredible nuisance to Infected. What is Infected even doing, by the way? Why is he not making any units? Does he not? He doesn't have a Hydra Den, so he can only make Lings and or Mutas. Okay, so he's actually going Mutas now. Slightly delayed, but yes, there's Dark Archon. Why is it damaged? Alright, there's Storm. I didn't see him get Maelstrom, but this is gonna be so cool if he gets the Maelstrom off. Oh man, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. Mazur busting out the awesome sauce here. It's like he's been inspired actually after, you know, smacking down Kid Canada in that challenge. Sorry, Casey, I keep bringing this up, but you know, you totally deserve it. When you lose a grudge match, you deserve for it to be brought up. Like whenever you do anything, every time Kid Canada posts now, draw posts on TL, you guys just remind him that he lost a grudge match. Good times. Anyway. What was I saying? I was saying something else interesting, but I just completely forgot. So the mutas are out now. And I don't know if Mazur actually saw that, but by attacking this base, he'll probably force them back to defend. Where are they even going? Oh, they're going to group up in the natural, yeah. So, he's going to poke in here. This time, he's actually going to back away. So this is what I expected earlier on when he poked here, but it looked like he figured out he could just run back here behind the minerals. Really cute trick. Looks like extra cannon going up. Dark Archon just chilling. And, okay, looks like he didn't have Maelstrom yet. He's getting it now. He got Storm first, which is completely fine. Archon going to try and attack the mutas that are all bunched up. There's as many kills as possible. Just 1 kill. He might get another one here. Nope. So, good little spread there by Infected. Only losing 1 muta for the Archon. That's basically as good as you can hope for. I mean, if he had perfect micro, maybe he could have saved that muta, but really not a bad exchange at all. The problem for him is when he gets Maelstromed and Stormed, oh man, he's going to be so sad. Maelstrom's only halfway done, though. Mazur should not reveal the Archon, because the Dark Archon. If he reveals the Dark Archon, Infected will be a lot more careful and might spread out his mutas a little bit more, so the Maelstrom doesn't do as much. Yeah, look at this. He's keeping it back in his natural mineral line, just waiting for the perfect opportunity for that. And watch, you know what's going to happen, guys, is I'm going to be talking about something completely irrelevant and completely miss it, and I'm going to like go to the screen and all the mutas will be gone. Oh, it's going to be terrible. I'll probably just like keep these selected so I don't forget. For some reason, Infected is actually going back here. Was there a drop or something? Or I guess he was just regrouping with some more mutas. Is he getting muta upgrades? Oh, he's getting carapace as well, so he's investing quite a bit in this. But here we go. Mazur actually moving out with his army here. He's leaving 1 Templar at home for some defense. And also to kind of storm the mutas here as they come in here in the back. I'm a little bit surprised he didn't leave the Dark Archon at home, to be honest. Here we go. There's a nice storm. Oh, catching the mutas a little bit, but good control from Infected. Although he does actually take quite a bit of damage. And here we go, the army's moving in. Really doesn't want to show this Dark Archon, I don't think. Should kind of keep that in the back. Gotta be a little bit more wary about that. In fact, these mutas are just chilling in the back. Maybe he saw the Dark Argon already. Maybe he's just really scared or something. He's playing quite defensively, though, with those mutas. Here we go. Mazur actually going to abuse the fact that this hatchery is now out of range of the Sunken, that's in range of his Dragoons to try and poke this down. Where are the mutas? Oh man, he's on pure muta Ling. One big Maelstrom on the mutas could just end the game. Here we go. Where's the Maelstrom? There's the Maelstrom! Storm! Ah, Stevo! He killed his own Observer, but who cares about Observers? There's no lurkers anyway. Oh my god, the money Maelstrom. And basically everything is dead. Oh man, because those were all damaged already after they harassed the back of the natural. And boom, just like that. In fact, his entire planet is gone. I mean, he was even getting upgrades. He's got plus on Carapace. Carapace doesn't really do anything against Storm. So that was a beautiful move by Mazur. Meanwhile, his Mac run up. Oh, look at that. Adding on all that sweet infrastructure. I love it. This base is under serious attack here. In fact, they're building emergency Sunkens. But basically, by the time, you know, this wall is down, and Mazur just decides to go and break it, I'm pretty sure he can. He actually doesn't have as many Zealots as I would have thought. He's left a few units here at home. But Mazur is still in really amazing shape. And in fact, he's finally gone back into Hydra production. And he's also taking the 12 block. Interestingly, taking a bit of a risk here going for this and sending the random remaining muta to go do some scouting. But actually, it looks like Mazur is just going to pull back here, surprisingly. Just happy with picking off the hatchery and Evo Chamber for free. I guess because it took so long to take down these buildings, he figured that Infected had enough time to build all these Sunkens and get enough units to defend. So if he did try and break this, you know, there'd be a lot of Sunkens, a lot of Hydras, and then he might get flanked. And so he's actually changing direction. Unfortunately for him, he did lose that Observer from the to the Storm, and for some reason didn't bring another one with his army. So he can't actually detect these lurkers. And of course, even if he could, this kind of defense is pretty strong. But I think he's still in fine shape. I should probably think about taking another base here. Yeah, he does have a probe going down to the bottom left. There is a muta there that might deny it, but otherwise he's in good shape. Looks like these two Zealots not quite doing their job. Pretty sure that's in sight range though. And he's actually going over here to the 3 o'clock just to poke around a little bit. This, in fact, is just kind of leaving the mutas sort of like, this is partly anti-drop defense, partly just kind of keep an eye on the space. But obviously can't really do anything useful anymore with them. I'm actually just going to sacrifice them now. Oh, no, he might save. Looks like Lurker. It's going to go down. You can actually just storm that once. Storm it, storm it, storm it. No. Alright, that's cool too. And looks like the probe trying to be sneaky here and hide the cannon, but unfortunately not going to work out. Although Mazur does have some units coming over, so you can instantly. Oh, that's actually a pylon, not a cannon. Alright, I assume that was a cannon. And in fact, they're actually going to save this base here. Mazur going to try and be cute with the Zealot, but the Hatchery actually got a little bit too much HP left. And of course, Mazur has a giant army that can come over and take it down anyway. You know, this Dark Archon can still be useful. It's still got 2 Maelstroms, and so if a bunch of Hydras or Lurkers get clumped up, you can easily Maelstrom. Like, that could be a Maelstrom right there. That could be a Maelstrom? No? Maelstrom? Anybody? Hey! Not the best one. You kind of missed the money one, but he had the energy anyways. It's not a big deal. Decent storm there. But it's going to be a bit annoying to press up here. He doesn't actually know how many Lurkers are here. If he knew there was only 1, I'm pretty sure he'd be confident in moving up, but because he's not sure, he's going to pull back here a little bit, play a little bit more carefully. And that's actually, I mean, that's letting Infected kind of get back into this. You know, that early hit on the mutas was nice, but obviously, if this does go to a super late game, it's not really going to make a difference in the long run. Although Mazur is actually maxed against 140 supply, so still with a very significant supply lead. He has map control. I like how he's left a control group of units here to defend the bottom left. A lot of Protoss will keep their entire army together and not really leave any units like this for defense, or maybe leave like 1 High Templar. But considering that, you know, this army is big enough as it is, you know, you don't need this extra control group with it, really. Better to make sure you keep this base alive and you know, don't fall behind in expansions. Look at this, it's actually double expanding. I quite like this. I mean, he's maxed already, doesn't, you know, he can't make any more units, so really just needs to build bases and gateways, and he's already got a lot of gateways as well, so I quite like that. Managing to keep his money low even though he's maxed. Good stuff from Mazur. But again, you know, if in fact he can hold on to these 5 bases, he will still have a solid chance here. And he's got a lot of Lurker Ling now, actually. He is facing a lot of Dragoons, so a really powerful composition by Mazur. A lot of Dragoons and Templars, not actually that many Zealots. The Zealots actually are not quite as good as some people think in this matchup, especially against that many Lurkers. And oh my god, here we go. The Lurkers are actually all clumping up here. Where are the storms? Mazur needs to do some more storms here. He's only got actually, oh no, he's got 3 High Templar in the back. He does have a lot of energy on them, but why is he not storming? There's the storm. He's gotta be careful not to storm his Zerg this time. Oh my god, he pulled back, so the Zerg was running through a choke point here. Whoa! Blanket storms on everything. Magic boxing the Templar there. I don't know if that was intentional or not, You're getting off some nice ones. Unfortunately for him, though, it looks like it wasn't quite enough. A Maelstrom, though, catching two of the lurkers, so not letting them burrow, but it looks like almost all of Mazur's army is gone. Somehow he's still at 168 supply, but really nice defense there by Infected. Some reinforcements are coming out from the bottom left and from the natural, but Infected has somehow cleaned up that gigantic force from Mazur. I don't know how he did it, but somehow he did, although it looks like the attack is not quite over yet, but really great defense by Infected despite the monster storms from Mazur. I think this Mazur at 160 supply, Infected at 110. I mean, Mazur's still with like a 50 supply lead, but really Infected not doing too badly considering the situation. Although unfortunately for him, his defense is on the other side of the space, so he could actually lose at 12 o'clock now. Although he is cleaning up at 3 o'clock, yeah, I don't think he can actually save this. Even if Mazur just targets it down with the Dragoons, he can actually just like kill the hatchery and run away. But it looks like he's just going to go for the base properly too. With all the reinforcements, he does actually have enough. So even though Infected kind of held off the attack, he didn't actually have enough to stop the reinforcements, and is in fact going to have to give up the space. There's nothing he can do. And the bigger problem, I think, is that Mazur actually has the bottom left 2 bases, and Infected is just completely invested in defense. He can't actually counterattack that. Again, he's going to be able to clean up the small force, but he's lost everything in the 12 o'clock. He's still taking some more damage here. And the Dark Archon might somehow sneak out here. Oh my god, the Dark Archon leaves his friends to die and makes the quick getaway here. Look at this guy. Might get hunted down by these Hydras, but I'm pretty sure he'll make it out with these reinforcements coming to help him out. So yeah, again, this is the bigger problem for... what the? Alright, yeah, good times. Instead of making gateways down here, let's just make all robos. Sweet! Alright, so we got the triple robo action. Man, this is like in TVZ, where the Terran takes another main and then builds all factories and goes for a mech switch. But Mazur is actually doing like a Reaver switch. That is pretty awesome. What is that? It's an observer. Alright, good times. So the Dark Archon is still alive, actually. He's gotten off like 4 Maelstroms this game. This Dark Archon, man, pretty badass. Probably 5, actually. I don't know. But the Mazur. This is awesome. I'm loving this. I mean, he's so far ahead. Might as well do something a little bit kooky. You know, he's like a base up over Zerg when you're supposed to be a base down against Zerg, so, you know, he's fine. He's got 3-2 upgrades, really nice upgrades as well. Pretty good upgrades for Zerg as well, though, 2-2. Actually, 2 carrot base, 2 range attack, and 1 melee attack. So actually has pretty nicely upgraded Hydras and Lurkers. And for a bit more of a lair focus there, although he does have his Hive Tech up. He's actually, oh my god, is that an Overlord speed? Did he really not have Overlord speed this entire time? Wow. That is possibly the latest Overlord speed I've ever seen. I mean, usually when you get Mutalisks, you do delay it, and obviously, especially because, you know, Mazur didn't go Corsairs, there's no real need to get them. But still, you know, that's a really late Overlord speed. Anyway, Mazur's poking in here again with like so many defenses here. It's going to be really difficult to break that. Instead, might go to the 12 o'clock again from the inside here. Yeah, looks like that's exactly what he's doing. And again, the Lurker field is on the wrong ramp here. In fact, they're just not expecting this attack to come up from this side. This is actually really cool by Mazur, presumably intentionally doing this. So he's kind of poking an apple there and coming up, but it's still a lot of Lurkers, and he's kind of basically... The problem with this attack, though, is that he's getting surrounded very easily, so it's kind of a do or die. He has to win this engagement in order to survive, otherwise he's just going to lose his entire army. And the problem with that is, of course, the Protoss army is a lot more expensive and difficult to reproduce than the Zerg one. So even though this attack might look nice and might look cool, oh man, they look really juicy. The problem is that he's losing his army every time here, and army exchange are not good in PvZ. The Protoss does not want to lose all these units like this. That is so expensive right there. And he didn't even kill the hatchery this time, he just killed a bunch of units. Meanwhile, a big counterattack at the bottom left with Dark Swarm is going to take down these bases. Infected is somehow actually pulling this back here. The supply lead is dwindling. Where's the Mass Reaver army? Hey, there it is. Alright, cool. So at least Mazur's going to hold on to the bottom left main. But Infected is actually really doing a good job here. And Mazur went from being, you know, basically having won the game into now having to really think about this. You know, unfortunately for Infected, trying to bust the narrow ramp with 4 Reavers at the top is pretty darn impossible. I mean, Reavers even do full damage against or to units under Dark Swarm, so that's not even gonna help. Meanwhile, Infected trying to take this 3 o'clock base, but not able to do so. Oh, is he gonna try and kill a probe with a Scarab, with a Reaver, or something? Oh, look at that. Look at Mazur trying to be fancy and shoot his own, kill his own probe. Of course, the splash damage will kill the Reaver, but he didn't actually, sorry, will kill the Lurker, but he didn't actually quite target it properly. Anyway, whoa, what's going on over here? Oh, there were two Reavers in that. There were 2 Reavers in that shuttle, and it got picked off, and Mazur is now losing his robo spam, his robo farm. I can't believe this is happening, and I also don't understand why there's a random High Templar here that can just walk over here and storm. It's like a storm drop without the drop. It's like just a walking storm. My favorite kind. Hey, Mazur. Starting to mass up some Archons. It's really interesting though, because look at this. Look at Infected's composition. Even though Infected is on Hive, he's sticking to Hydra Lurker Ling basically, and he doesn't even have that many Lurkers now. He's basically on a hatchery, like a tier 1 army, even though he's got Hive. Oh god. Hey! Oh no! God, why? I thought that was the luckiest shuttle in existence. He flew over like 80 Hydras and didn't die, and a random Hydra who was actually in the wrong place, was not with his buddies, somehow killed it. Oh god. Yeah. Alright, oh man, Mazur's losing his Reavers. He's got no support for the Reavers. He's losing all of them. His army's coming in from the back. We just lost like 5 Reavers here. He's gonna clean up the Hydras. Can actually Infected, can he snipe the Nexus? Is he gonna target the Nexus? He's targeting the Nexus. I think he might be able to get it. If he targets it down, he's not targeting the Nexus though, so I think it's a bit too late. He's gonna target it now, but I think it's too late. If he targeted it from the beginning, he probably could have gotten it. Now there's future menus. Mazur even doing a probe stack, make sure that doesn't happen. But look at this Infected! Infected, man, what a beast! What happened to this Templar, by the way? I think it just died. Wow, that's a billion probes there. But oh my god, Infected's actually getting mined out. He's almost mined out his main. He's mined out his natural. He's mined out the top left natural. So he's basically mining from the top left main and the 12 o'clock only. But Mazur though is almost mined out as well, so Mazur will very soon only be mining from the bottom left main. So the resource income has actually suddenly gone pretty low, but Mazur somehow is still having a huge bank actually, I guess because he was so far ahead early on that even though he lost so much here, he's still in a pretty solid position. So Infected, you know, he's doing a good job, but he has to keep doing that. Keep doing what he's doing, making these really effective attacks in order to come out ahead here, because he's still in pretty tricky spot. And you know, this tier 1 composition is quite nice. It's very cost effective, but I don't think it can last forever. Once the Paralysis has that solid composition up, it's gonna be pretty tough. But oh man, nice plagues from Infected as well. Really just trying to abuse everything he can, using every weapon in the Zerg arsenal to try and pull this game back here. And I am really impressed by his play so far, even though he's still in rough shape. Even if he loses this game, this is well fought here. Unfortunately for him, he's not able to hold his 3 o'clock, or he's going to have to cancel that one. And he's still fighting on a well upgraded Max Protoss army. The problem is though, this composition, even though this army looks really big, it's mostly Zealots here. There's 5 Archons, which are the real backbone, but very few Dragoons. And the Zealots, you know, they're not actually that great in late game PvZ. They don't really scale well into the late game. They're mainly just turned into a tank and buffer unit for the rest of your units, like the Reaver and the Templar. And they're very susceptible to plagues, you know? I mean, just a few good plagues and all your Zealots are almost useless. They only have their shields left. And unfortunately for Mazur, is he gonna lose his space? He's got his main army coming in here, but it might not be in time. Is this Nexus gonna fall? I don't know why I keep calling Nexus his hatchery. He loses his Reavers again, those very expensive Reavers. And it looks like again Infected is not gonna focus the Nexus. God damn. The Nexus will not fall, but oh my god, look at this flood of units coming down here. A lot of Lurker Ling Hydra is coming down, and there's almost no Dragoons, although I guess with the Dark Swarm, perhaps it doesn't matter too much, but those Lurkers are gonna tear into the Zealots, especially the Plagued ones. And here we go. Infected coming down. Looks like he didn't actually quite A-move properly, or maybe he's just trying to control this a little bit better. He goes move in. He's trying to lead with a Plague. He's trying to get the Plague off. No, there's a Dark Swarm. A Plague would have been huge. There's the huge Plague on all the Zealots. Huge storms on the bridge, though. The Zerg is moving across a choke point, but Infected is pushing across the ramp here, and there's almost no units left in the Zerg, in the Protoss army. But oh, the money storms, though. The money storms on all the units. Oh my god. He just killed like everything. He didn't even care. No army, no problem. I'll just storm it into oblivion. Unfortunately for him, there's a lot of reinforcements coming in. Meanwhile, 9 o'clock is being taken by Infected, and Infected is actually overrunning this position. Infected is taking down this base. I thought with that army coming in from the back, Mazur would have it, but Mazur somehow still with a 50 supply lead, and yeah, I don't know what he's doing with it. Oh, he's got like a billion Archons in his main base that are not being useful right now. Mazur is also now mined out at the 6 o'clock completely, so he's only mining from this one base here. Really has to make sure he denies that 9 o'clock base, and oh man, he's losing more Archons. He needs to not lose these Archons. The Archons are so expensive. Oh god, he wants to keep them alive. Why is there a random shuttle there? Why is he building 2 more shuttles? What is that even doing? He should build Reavers or something. Oh my god, okay, he's moving in. Oh man, that is a lot of Archons, so look at that awesome army. That is a really scary composition. The problem, though, is that the Mass Archon army is designed to take down, like, Ultraling in the late game. It's not designed to take down Hydraling. Hydras are actually incredibly cost-efficient against Mass Archon. So I'm not sure that this is necessarily the best composition for... What the hell is going on over here? What's up with that? Well, whatever's up with that, it doesn't matter because this Nexus is now dead. Infected, can he win this game? 9 o'clock is going down, but Mazur is no longer mining. Mazur is not mining minerals. He's 568 minerals. Everything else is gone. Mazur has to win with this army or at least establish another base. And I don't know if Infected is going to let him do that. Infected, I don't know how this happened. How was this possible? Man, Mazur, 160 supply. Look at this. It's only a 40 supply difference now. And with basically only Archons, if Infected stays on Mass Hydra and gets, good swarms off and whatnot, he can still do a good job, although this is still a pretty scary army. And with all the Projectors still alive, Mazur is probably just going to make sure and try and retake this base. In fact, if he just plays defensively with this army, retakes this main, and just kind of keeps the army here in defense and neutral, he can actually double expand again to both of these. And he's actually close enough to deny the 9 o'clock. He's still got a small group of units denying the 3, but I really think he should probably just give it up. At this point, just let the Zerg take that and make sure he has his own 2 bases here. Because if he gets to the super late game, I mean, he'll still be okay. He can still contest the 9 o'clock base as well as the middle expansion. So perhaps better to keep his army together and let the Zerg have the 3 o'clock just so he can get his own expansion. Because he's still not mining. He needs to build another base. He actually doesn't have enough minerals to double expand. In fact, he only has enough minerals to build 1 more Nexus. So that's also not ideal. And look at this, Infected. He's moving in with Hydra Lurker Ling. It's a nice solid composition against what Mazur has. In fact, going Ultra Ling, even though it looks cool and it's pretty popular late game ZVP, it's not necessarily the best idea if the Protoss already has the anti-Ultra composition, which this is in fact, which is in fact what Mazur has. Going back to Hydras is not bad at all. So it looks like this Nexus has been retaken by Mazur here. And he's just, keeping his army at home. He's definitely got to be a little bit more careful with this. Make sure he keeps that alive. Infected, meanwhile, though, is obviously going to take the 3 o'clock in exchange. So, man, we've come down to a really... I mean, Infected, though, I got to say, is also only mining on the 1 base. So right now it's 1 base against 0. So technically it's even because, Zerg's supposed to be a base ahead. Although, obviously, it doesn't quite work out when you have 0 bases. It's a divide by 0 error. Anyway. Oh my god, Infected's moving in. I don't know if that's a good idea. Infected's going for the attack. Is that really a good idea? The swarms are late. Where are the swarms? Oh my god, the swarms are late. Oh my god, Infected just suicided his entire army. Why did he do that? Infected, why did you do that? What? Why did you do that? Oh my god, Infected just threw away a huge amount of units here. Now, he's going to have to... I think with Dark Swarms and Lurkers, maybe he can still hold on to the 3 o'clock. But that was such a costly error. I mean, I can sort of understand not wanting to allow Protoss to get the bottom left bases. He didn't know that Mazur didn't even have enough money to double expand. He must have assumed that Mazur was double expanding here and wanted to kill him before he could get those 2 bases, because if Mazur double expands there, then Infected is still, even though he's getting the 3 o'clock, he's basically on 2 base against 2 base. He didn't want to be in that situation. He thought he had enough to take it. Unfortunately, he was mistaken. Badly mistaken there, and... Well, although he has actually drawn... Oh my god, poor drones. He has actually drawn the Protoss army all the way to the 3 o'clock and is now setting up a big counterattack. So he could actually take out this this base, although there are a handful of units here at the top of the ramp. Is it going to be enough, though? It depends on how clumped these units get, I guess, with the storms. 3 storms on this High Templar. And oh man, the lurks are kind of clumped, although the first storm isn't the best one. It needed to be a little bit higher. I think... Is he going to go here? Although it looks like Mazur is pulling the army back, so I don't think it's going to be able to move up here. And there's the extra storm, and oh man, these lurkers could get stuck. Wait, where's the army? Oh, Mazur somehow got the rest of his army all the way over to the top, but oh no, the lurkers are stuck. Oh god. Oh man, 3 lurkers. Yum, 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 yum. I'm sure Mazur is thinking, thank you for the donations. Very kind of you, Sir Infected. Infected now is actually banking a lot of gas, but there's not much he can do about that. There's nothing like, he can't just make Templars like Protoss can. Mazur, meanwhile, is keeping his actual money, keeping his money fairly low. It's quite interesting. I mean, earlier on, you know, he was maxed out. He had 3K banked. He, you know, he was on 5 bases, and now he's, you know, just barely scraping by on this one base. He's at 150 supply. He does almost no bank. Well, I guess 1K is not terrible, but you know, for a super late game like this, it's not very much at all. And now Infected, having sacrificed so many units, just has to play pure defensive mode, holding on to this 3 o'clock. Although, just as I say that, he moves out with an army, so I guess not. He actually has more units than I thought. He's actually, wow. He's actually got a really good army. Look at this. And Mazur is only at 152 supply, and Infected's at 134. There's only like a 20 supply lead from Mazur. And Mazur's army's out of position. Oh man, Mazur could actually lose his base now, and that'll be all his mining. Mazur, his army's just chilling at the 3 o'clock, but he's not making enough headway. He needs to attack, move up this base ramp, or go back to defend right now. He needs to do something because there's way too many units coming in here. Even with good storms, it doesn't matter. And that Templar is now out of energy. It looks like Mazur is going to play the defensive route. He's going to come back here. He didn't actually realize there were no more lurkers at the top, but either way, you probably need to defend. And this attack, if it can move up the ramp before the army comes back, I mean, look at that long string of Protoss units trying to come back here. It's not quite enough. Oh my god. Mazur might lose his last base. I think Infected. Oh, Infected's going to try and hold the top of the ramp. Oh man, he's going to try and be efficient at the top of the ramp. I don't know if he should do this or take down the Nexus though. That's a long train of Archons. I think Infected should go after the Nexus. Oh man, but it's too late. The Archons are at the top of the ramp. Oh man, I think he just lost an opportunity there. I can understand what he was thinking, trying to be cost efficient at the top of the ramp, but really I think this Nexus was way more important. Ooh, I don't know. That is actually such a hard call to make. I mean, obviously we can see that was probably not the correct decision, but you know, from Infected's perspective, he has no idea whether there is a bunch of cannons here. You know, he doesn't know the exact composition of the Protoss army. The Protoss army could have been a lot more zealot heavy, in which case that could have been slightly better. But really, I think that should have just been an attack on the Nexus. He could have even just borrowed everything around the probes and killed all the probes as well. I think that one decision there could have just costed him the entire game. I think if he killed that Nexus, he would actually just be able to hold on to this 3 o'clock and the 12 o'clock and just be super far ahead. But well, not anymore, I'm afraid. Although he's still not that far behind in supply. 127 against 148, and he still seems to be banking a good amount of minerals. He might even just try thinking about taking this 3 o'clock and just try and use Lurkers and Defilers to hold on to it. Because of course, Lurker Defiler combo is pretty scary in any matchup. You know, there's actually no Reavers in this composition, so the only real efficient thing that Protoss has against it is Psionic Storms. And that's still a lot of Lurkers here, of course, because Infected is so gas heavy, you can actually just build a lot more Lurkers. And Defilers, and that's actually exactly what we want. It looks like he's going to counterattack in the natural. Oh my god, Infected is being so aggressive and active here. I actually really like this. You know, he's not sitting back. He's not playing defensive, so he's just going balls out here. And, you know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but whichever one happens, it is very entertaining. But, oh no, there were some storms here left at the natural. Oh god, he's losing a lot of units moving in. The Lurkers aren't even in range to do anything, but it looks like the storms have been used up. And why is the army not coming back? The probes actually... Oh, there's a mistimed transfer here, so there's somewhat distance mining. But look at this! A plague on all the gateways! And Infected, he's moving into the main base! It's a bit of a traffic jam here at the ramp, and the cannons in the back of the natural are actually helping out a little bit. But actually, if Infected can get up the ramp here and get a Lurker field at the top of the ramp, that'll be so difficult for Mazur to move up. Man, he needs to move these Lurkers to the top of the ramp. He doesn't want to sit there. Okay, now he's moving them up. This is going to be so painful for Mazur. At least Mazur, though, is now mining from 2 bases at the bottom left, although this base is essentially mined out as well here. Just a really scrappy game. And I think, oh man, these Lurkers need to not be all clumped up. They need to not be clumped up. They need to be at the top of the ramp. Oh, they're getting stuck. They're getting stuck. Ah, Lurkers! Oh man, it's not need to be clumped like that. But Mazur is contained out of his own main. And while all this is going on, oh, the emergency DTs though, there's no overlords here. Oh, the DTs. Oh, that evil Protoss unit that just kills everything. Man, that's so unfair. Stupid Protoss. And now it looks like Infected is moving down to try and counterattack the bottom left. He does almost no units left. There are only 3 Lurkers there and mass Hydras, but oh man, the storms just eating him alive. Although, the last one not that great, but there's a bunch of cannons here as well. I don't think he can actually break through this. and the rest of the Protoss army is coming back to defend as well. This might be it for Infected. Final attack here. He's mined out the 12 o'clock. He's only mining from 3 now. And the last of his units are getting slaughtered here at the Protoss Natural. Somehow he's still not far behind in supply. I don't know how this is happening. How Mazur is actually just not ahead in supply, even though he's now mining on 2 bases. Well, I mean, I guess it's technically still 1 base, and the Zerg is still on the 1 base as well. Man, can you imagine if Mazur like storm dropped this? Ooh, that'd be beautiful. I don't think he could afford it at this point though. But man, what a game here. And I'm not even counting Infected out just yet. He's been playing so well here in the late game, even though I mean, I've been saying he's been in trouble for like 20 minutes, and he's, still fighting like a boss. See, I'm not really sure, but I'm trying to think, what is the best course of action? I mean, he's basically kind of committed to this Lurker Hydra Ling composition, and it's been working somewhat well for him. I mean, I wonder if he even has an Ultra Cavern. I assume not. And I don't think it's even worth it at this point with that many archives. But oh god, the storms again! Oh man, was not in position at all, getting all of his lurkers clumped up and absolutely demolished by the storms. Man, Infected cannot have engagements like that. And GG from Infected! Mazur taking an amazing PVZ right there. Wow. Man, he had a huge lead going into the late game. Somehow turned it into a crazy game, but is victorious in the end. So he will move on to the round of 8. Wow, Mazur. I guess that's what happens when you just build like 4 robos at your new main. Whew. Anyway, all right, let's go to a break so I can get a breath, and I think after this we will go on to the semifinals. So yeah, stay tuned, guys.